Welcome back. I am a weak hitting backup D2 washout catcher. I am here with my friend Tate Stokes Fresina, D2 washout reliever, pinch runner, starter, closer, whatever you want to call him. And this is Thinking Right Center. Tate, how did I do?
That was great. That
All right,
was
here we go.
that was incredible.
Felt
You were made,
uncomfortable.
you were made for this.
I was born for intros on a podcast. All right, but let's jump into it. First thing to talk about, we got to talk about Tyler Glasnow. I said in the last episode that the Dodgers still need a starting pitcher. They went
Like,
out and they got him. It was a trade. It was Tyler Glasnow and Manuel Margot, weirdly enough, for Ryan Pepio and Johnny DeLuca. When you heard of the trade, like initial thoughts for you?
well, I mean, it makes sense for the Rays. They didn't want to pay Glass now, and obviously, like his injury history makes a lot of sense with the Rays. But it's just why the Dodgers?
I know,
Why?
I know. It's
Because I love Glass now,
I think everybody does, right?
and I hate the Dodgers. So
Yeah, I think you specifically hate the Dodgers. I'm as a Red Sox fan, Glasnow out of the AL East is nice.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and,
So
and they also extended him.
yeah, right, because the deal was contingent on the extension. It was 5 years, 135 million. Technically, the extension is 4 years, 110 million.
Yes,
So I want to talk about Glass now. His
I
career high in innings was last year, and it was 120.
actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a career high in innings was last. It was 120, which is 42 innings off of qualifying for an ERA title. Like
Dude, I mean, that's probably why the Rays were happy to get rid of him.
I think it's a great trade. Both sides makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Rays are never going to pay him ever. And they also dump Manuel Margot, which is a fucking terrible contract. So
Exactly.
they
Exactly.
dump they dump 35 million in cash for 1 year of Glass now and 1 year of Margot. And for the Rays, 35 million is
And they got a really good pitching prospect.
yeah. Ryan Pepio from I guarantee you the Dodgers, they're excited to get Glass now, but they're disappointed that Pepio is no longer there.
Yeah. Yeah. He was their number one pitching prospect.
Yeah, it's like him and Bobby Miller. I mean, they have so many pitching prospects all the time that
Yeah. I didn't even think about Bobby Miller just because he was up all of last year.
yeah, he doesn't feel like a prospect. Well, because he's not a prospect anymore. Is
Yeah.
Pepin still a no? He's not a rookie, right? He's thrown too much.
I'm actually not sure. He felt like more of a September call-up guy last year, but I could be
He's
wrong.
thrown in the past 2 seasons. He was called up
Yeah.
2 years ago too. So I don't
Yeah.
know if he's still a rookie. It doesn't really matter. Regardless, he how old is he? 20. I think he's 26.
So he's an older,
He's an older
older
guy.
prospect. So he'll be in the majors for the Rays
Oh,
this year.
the whole
Yeah.
season he'll be in the majors.
Yeah.
Because he pitched really well last year. He had 42 innings last year. He had a 2.14 ERA. Obviously, an ERA that low means the expected stats are probably going to be higher.
Yeah.
But he is very good. And if there's two organizations that can identify pitching talent, it is the Dodgers and the Rays.
Yeah,
So,
that's also why it was an interesting trade because you're like, no one is taking advantage of anyone here.
no, especially not in the pitching side. Like
Like they
that's
both
not
knew what
happening.
they were doing.
No, both sides know exactly what they're doing. The Rays can't pay Glass now. The Dodgers can, and the Dodgers have the prospect capital with Pepio and Johnny DeLuca, who I actually do like.
Tell me, I don't really know much about him.
Yeah, so DeLuca, uh, the power numbers are going to be inflated because he plays in the PCL. And
Yeah.
if you don't know about the PCL, it's literally like playing on the fucking moon. It's like every game is a Coors Field at the PCL,
Yeah.
essentially. So he hits like 25 homers. He'll hit for enough power in the bigs. He came up and actually showed really strong in the September call up with the
Yeah.
Dodgers. Um, but basically, what he's going to be Manuel Margot for $9 million less,
Perfect.
right? Because Margot Yeah, he was horrible last year. He had 99 games and he put up a .4 FWAR, and he's owed 10 million for this next season. So the Dodgers are eating that.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers payroll is unreal.
I
Like,
think,
what's 10 more mil?
right. It doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
Especially when you're getting Glass now. They're like, yeah, fuck it.
And you're getting Otani for 2 mil.
Yeah, well, you're getting Otani for a $46 million cap hit.
Yes.
But yeah, 2 million this year.
Yeah.
But back to Luca, he's probably a fourth outfielder that platoons against lefties.
Mm.
So he gets guys off their feet. He plays pretty much every day against lefties. And he's going to be with the Rays. So the Rays are going to put him in positions where his numbers at the end of the season are going to be great because
It's exciting when a prospect goes to the Rays. You're like, ooh, they're going to be the best version of themselves.
yeah, because if I don't know exactly what Johnny DeLuca, struggles with, but if he struggles with guys that throw a really good sweeper, they just won't play him against those guys
Yeah.
because they'll have somebody that can hit that. And then if DeLuca's really good at, hitting lefty velocity, then he'll play against that. And by the end of the year, he'll have almost 100 games and an OPS at like 800 for no reason at all. And
Yeah.
everybody will be like, whoa, Johnny DeLuca had a really good year. That's kind of just how it goes.
Yeah.
But I think basically DeLuca will be Margot for way less of the cost. And Pepio is under control until 2028.
Dang. I mean, that's great.
Right. And he's a guy, so he's a fastball changeup combo and
Gross job. Yeah.
like a crazy changeup, one of the best in the league, particularly from a starter.
Hmm.
Um, Struggled as a prospect with command, but really figured it out this past year. I think he walked 2 per 9, like really, really figured it out. And his stuff is so good that if as long as he just keeps command in check and throws a slider as like a fringy third pitch, he's
Yeah.
going to be really good.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the best organization to do that. Like, I don't know if you saw it, like Peter Fairbanks, and you're just like, they just tell you to throw it down the middle and let your stuff work. And that's like,
Yeah. And
dude,
he's got good stuff. They identified a guy with good stuff. And, you're giving up a guy that you could make an argument has what, top five stuff, pure stuff in
yeah.
the league.
But I mean, that health is just such an issue.
I know. So I have a couple fun stats.
Ooh, fun stuff.
So John Lester has thrown more innings since 2019 than Tyler Glasnow.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Jay Happ has also thrown more innings since 2019.
Hap guy.
Yeah. It's a risk. This
Yeah,
is a huge risk.
yeah, it is. Tyler Glasnow, LA guy too, so he's going back home.
Uh,
Went to the same high school as what other pitcher?
oh,
Other
I know this too.
yeah, Hart High School.
I know this.
Controversial guy.
Who was it? Who was it?
Trevor Bauer.
Oh, it was Bauer. God damn it. Fuck. Um, yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
So I think the extension makes this a huge risk. If you were just trading for 1 year of Glass now and he gets hurt, you
Give
go,
him
okay,
like
whatever.
give him like a prove it. Like, yeah, I mean, the Braves like name was in the mix with Glasnow, and I was honestly like, I love Glasnow. I don't need him on my team.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. He can't stay healthy. He's 30.
Yeah, he's already yeah, exactly. Like he's already 30 and he's had so many arm injuries.
And my concern, if you're the Dodgers, you probably have to baby him early in the season because if you don't baby him and say he's healthy and he gets to 150-ish innings
Yeah, it'll break down.
in September, that's 30 more innings than he's thrown
Yeah,
ever.
and you know you're gonna make the playoffs.
Right. So you
You
baby him the
know
first few
you
months.
need him in the playoffs.
Yeah. You if you're the Dodgers, you have to kind of baby him in the first 2 months. Whatever. Literally, I would do 4 inning starts,
Yeah,
five
I mean
innings.
that's a point I didn't even think about. Is like The guy's at most thrown 120 innings.
The most he's ever
That's
thrown,
crazy. And
ever
like
thrown.
he's still talked about as like one of the premier starting pitchers.
Because when he is on the mound, he's unbelievable.
Yep.
He had a 3.5 ERA this past year in 120 innings, but the underlying metrics were much better. And even if he is throwing at a 3.5,
Dude. Yeah.
he's great.
He's a freak. He's like 6'7". Have you seen the video of him doing the full backflip?
Yes.
It's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, he's
Freak.
objectively cool.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
thing that's not cool about Tyler Glasnow is that he can't stay on the mound.
Exactly. Thank
The,
God he was saved from the Pirates.
yeah, thank God. But I guess summarize. I said this last podcast as well. One team wins the World Series.
Yeah.
So there's going to be risk just baked in to almost everything you do, especially if you're the Dodgers and this is your year. You've made it clear that this is your year, and the next, year to 3, 5 years is your time to go win a World Series. Then your risk is going to be Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you look at it that way, I think that's good. Like if he stays healthy, you have a premier starter that can carry you through the playoffs and win you a World Series. If he gets injured, you're on the hook for a lot of money, and you still have a really good team. But like that's a big, that's a risk. If I'm the Dodgers, I'm fine with taking.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah,
You have to be because like I can't this Dodgers roster, if Tyler Glasnow stays healthy, is fucking nuts.
it's crazy.
It's
It's just
nuts.
like the sheer amount of star power is just insane.
And I think of if they stay healthy, if everybody goes in healthy for next season, the 2025, like that rotation will be Otani, Bueller, Glasnow right off the rip. Like that's a three-headed fucking monster.
Dude,
But
that's crazy. I mean, I totally forgot about Walker Bueller. Honestly, totally forgot about him.
he's another guy that's been hurt, and he's coming off of he was kind of gearing up trying to make a run for the end of last season and shut it down, which
Yeah.
because I did want to see him pitch.
Yeah. No, Walker Bueller's another guy, like, it's cool to watch.
He's so fun to watch.
It's
And
so good.
when he's on the mound, he's also an ace.
Yeah. Dude, they're loaded. That is insane.
They're loaded. I think Glass now has to make them the World Series favorite. I asked you last week.
Yeah. I mean,
The
they were in my mind.
Yeah, they already were for you. For me, I was a little bit more hesitant because of the questions in the rotation, and I still have those
Yeah.
questions. But if just for the even the if it's half and half probability that he stays healthy the whole season, I have to bake that into World Series probabilities, and I have to say that they're the favorite because they're just loaded,
Dude, yeah, they're insane.
and they're still making a run at Yamamoto.
Yeah. I mean, that's also, I will, like, how high do you think they could go payroll wise?
I don't think we'll get to Yamamoto a little bit later because I do
Yeah.
want to do its own little thing. I don't think that they can make us unless they are willing to go so far over the luxury tax. I don't think that they can make a real run.
No, I think the Dodgers offseason wise are pretty much done.
Yeah, unless they
Um,
make, a couple unless they want to trade.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really. They could trade for another starter, maybe. Like they're gonna be fine.
Yeah. But I'm kind of sick of talking about the fucking Dodgers at this point. I think everybody is,
Yes, we hate them.
right?
The new evil empire.
They have to be.
Yeah,
They have to be because it's e- every week we fucking talked at nauseum about the Dodgers.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to talk about the good teams
It's so
and the
annoying.
ones that are making the most moves.
Yep. And the Giants finally made a move.
Yes, this
Finally.
this is such a Giants move
It
to
is.
get like a cool, like contact hitting, like athletic defensive wizard outfielder. Like that's just so Giants. Like just doing like those type, never getting like a big like power hit or anything like that. No, they play the game the right way.
That's I so Jung Ho Lee,
Love
he is
him.
a center fielder. He got a 6-year deal, 113 million,
Yeah, I saw that too.
which
He's
is
25, 24.
25, and he has after the fourth year has a player opt out, which I thought was interesting and actually a really like this is a much higher than what the original predictions were at the start of the offseason for him.
Yeah, because I think it's interesting like how his game will translate. Like he had some years he hit a good amount with a little bit of power, but like I think his last year he had like a down year. He might have gotten hurt. He played like half as many games. But I think he had like 6 bombs.
Yeah, he did get hurt. It was actually the worst. He's coming off of the worst stretch of baseball he ever played and he played in Korea, not Japan. He was a KBO guy.
On me, on me.
I don't know if you said that. I'm just making sure.
I think I said Japanese.
I'm
So
not sure. But I think this is a really player friendly deal.
no, yeah. I think the Giants had more than enough money to make this deal.
Yeah, they do. I think they got a little I still like the signing. I think the Giants were definitely like, fuck this. I'm sick
Yeah.
and tired of missing out on Otani and Correa and Judge. I'm so sick of it that I will give whoever the next guy that walks through my door the most amount of money so he just plays on my fucking team.
Exactly. Like I was about to say the same thing. I think they just got caught up in the signing frenzy. We're like, we need someone to choose us. And so they made it, so you can't say no to that.
Yeah, because the I'm okay with like the years and the money, but my problem is what if after a year because we see it another point I wanted to make, like Hassan Kim,
Yeah.
they played on the same Korean team in the KBO. And when Hassan Kim came over, he struggled
Yeah.
for the first 2 years. And then we see this past year, he went crazy.
Yeah.
And so I think you'll see the similar, not as bad because Lee is a better hitter than Kim. He's lesser of a defender,
Yeah.
but a better hitter. And you'll see some kind of acclimation process. But if Lee has, say it has the same effect where year one, he does okay, year two, he does okay, and then year three, he puts it really together, and then year four, he goes crazy and he opts out.
Yeah. That's
Then
true.
you're missing out if you're the Giants on a discounted player. But I guess that's what the market insisted that you give him. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gave it to him.
So 113 divided by six, that's like what? It's like 20, about 20 mil,
Less
like
than 20. So
18
it's
mil.
18, 19-ish.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, for an everyday starting he's going to play center.
And I think another good point is that there's really not a lot of good center fielders in the league right now.
No, I was just thinking about that too. I was like, I don't even know what the market is because there was no free agent center fielder
Yeah, and
I could
so
compare it to.
what I was thinking, like Julio Rodriguez is locked up with the Mariners. Luis
Yeah.
Robert is locked up for the next 3 years. Obviously, there's Mike Trout,
Michael Harris.
Michael Harris, and did he get locked up too?
Yeah, he's locked up for a while.
So who's the next center fielder that's going to be a free agent that you could go out and sign?
Yeah. I mean, I guess Bellinger is still out there.
I guess, but I can understand wanting to sign Jung Ho Lee for a lesser price
And
and
we
a
did talk,
and a younger age.
yeah, and we talked about how uncertain we are on Bellinger already, and probably
100%.
like,
But
yeah,
I guess
I like this signing. I think the Giants, like, even if they were to save money, if this makes sense, they weren't going to spend that extra money. So, like, why not, invest in this guy? Giants, they're just in a tough spot. Like, I don't think this signing helps them win the division or get into a wild card spot. Like, I think it's just a cool player on their team, basically.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
want to list through. So he hit 340 lifetime in the KBO.
Yeah.
Like
Pretty
this
cool.
guy, he's gonna hit. He's not gonna hit 300 in the first year. Let's not get insane. But he's going to have real the first year. His power, I think he's going to struggle to slug over 400. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
he'll develop into some kind of a game power, but I'd be so shocked to see him hit 10 home runs, especially at the Giants park.
Yeah. That was my thing too. It was like he's not gonna be that like modern outfielder.
No,
He's
he's going to
kind of
play.
back.
He, he's going to play good center field. He's going
Yeah.
to hit 280 to 300. You'd hope, in the first year, probably 270 to 280, but as he gets more acclimated to the bigs, you can probably see him right around 300, gets on base enough, and slugs, enough to be a good player, providing defensive value in center field, which we just talked about is a kind of a barren position at this point.
I think there's a lot of good defensive center fielders, but like, dude, there's no pop at the center field position. Like when I think about like some of the starters, like Astor Ruiz, Brendan Doyle, like Trent Grisham was a starter last year, like Harrison Bader.
Yeah.
It's just like
I
it's
think
it's interesting.
the average WRC plus for center fielders was 95.
No way.
Yeah. At a position that we, I guess, have been accustomed to a lot of talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you still have talent. You still have the upper echelon guys like we talked about with J. Rod Harris, Trout, but it falls off really quick.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And there's definitely more guys that play corners that could play center, but it's just like, I mean, knowing how important center field defensively is.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I like you said, I like it in a vacuum, but I'm looking at the Giants roster. It doesn't.
Doesn't really do anything.
No, they're not. They're still not beating the Dodgers. They're still not beating the Diamondbacks.
Yep.
So, yes, did they become a better team? Of course.
Yeah.
But they still have so many in they're very in again, we'll go back to Yamamoto. They're
Yeah.
still super in on Yamamoto. But even if they sign Yamamoto, they're not better than those teams still.
No. Yeah, I mean, like signing Yamamoto does make a difference, I think, for them, but it's still like their division, they're not better than Diamondbacks or the Dodgers. So like I don't know. I don't know what you do as the GM,
No, because
honestly.
you want to put out a good team, but the probability that like it's not going to happen overnight for the Giants.
Also, like they are a good team on paper, but it doesn't I mean, there's great teams in their division. So
Yeah, well, and how good are they? Like
yeah.
right now in Fangraphs, Wilmer Flores is hitting fourth, who is
Will
coming off a great year.
yes.
But come on, they signed Conforto, who struggled last year.
Yeah.
Signed Haniger, who struggled last year.
Oh, Haniger was bad.
Haniger was horrible. They have Patrick Bailey. I love their catcher.
And yeah, dude, Patrick Bailey, awesome defensive catcher.
Awesome defensive catcher who
Yeah.
is
They have that other catcher too, who's cool.
Joey Bart.
They do have Joey Bart if he could ever figure it
You were
out.
thinking you were thinking of another catcher that's cool. Who do you think?
Yes, dude, yes. Oh, it's gonna hurt me not to remember it.
I have no clue who you're talking about.
Lefty hitter. There's a reason I know him. Let me look at this up.
I really don't think. Yeah, yeah. Right now, former second overall pick Joey Bart is.
Blake Stable.
Oh yeah, he is. Is he?
Blake
Yeah.
Stable's got some good upside.
No, I like. He was a Rule 5 guy,
Yeah,
but he's a like a roving. Like he's not always a catcher. I think he plays a little outfield too. He's just a good athlete.
yeah. Played outfield for him.
Yeah. But I actually do like Blake Sable. I think he can play a good role. But the Giants have a lot of guys that are solid.
They do. It's a very Giants team. Like there's no superstars. There's a lot of guys who do like one thing really well, and then they all mesh together to be a good team. It's just like they're in a weird spot where they're not spending a ton of money. they're competing against these like actual perennial giants now, like the Dodgers and Diamondbacks will become that. And like I mean, division's weird. Also, Padres are still a good team.
Yeah, the division is very solid. The Rockies are kind of just there, but
Who knows? Maybe Chris Bryant pops off this year. I don't know.
I would love that actually,
They need something to go their way.
just anything. But like Lamont Wade Jr. is solid. JD Davis is solid. Mike Yastrzemski's solid.
Yep.
Thairo Estrada, solid.
Just a bunch of names. Like it's a bunch of all right guys.
Yeah, like I don't know. They're in such a tough spot because they want to spend, but I don't know what they're spending for.
Exactly. Exactly. Like they're not, yeah, they're not going to beat those teams. So
No, it's tough.
just make their fans happy, I guess, that we're trying. That's what they're saying.
They're trying, but I don't. They can't make any moves this offseason that's going to make me think that they're better than the Dodgers or the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then to the craziest,
The Royals.
the freaking Royals.
I love it.
I'm fucking obsessed with what the Royals are doing.
They're doing the coolest thing ever. It's like, I mean, it's like you see rebuilding teams do it all the time. Nationals do a good job of it too, I think. Like finding these veterans that maybe like, people are like, on or, for whatever reason. And then they play really well for you and you can flip them at the deadline or you can use them as a piece. Like, I mean, who they signed? They signed Michael Walker.
So yeah, I'll run through it.
Yeah.
Just because they've signed five guys,
Yeah.
which
105
is
mil guaranteed.
crazy.
Will Smith, they're going to win the World Series now.
Yeah, Seth Lugo, 3 years, 45 million.
Love it.
Michael Walker, 2 years, 32 million. Will Smith, 1 year, 5 million. Chris Stratton, 2 years, 8 million. And Hunter Renfroe, 2 years, 13 million, with an opt out after the first year.
They also made a weird move. They traded Edward Olivares, who was like their starting left fielder, who I thought was good.
I did see that.
He's a Pirate now.
I don't. Yeah, just two irrelevant teams making a deal.
Yeah, I liked Olivares. I thought he was like a fine outfielder.
He's a cool athlete. I don't know. I just don't think.
Yeah,
Maybe they just don't like him.
but I mean, I love the moves they made.
I did
Like
too. Seth Lugo is a very interesting.
now that he's a starter
What a
again.
weird career.
Yeah,
What a weird.
D3 guy,
Where did he go?
Centenary College in Louisiana,
Hilarious.
35th round pick. I was looking him up today. That's the only reason I know that. It's not
That's
off the tip.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome though.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's always been. I feel like he's always been super outspoken, even when he was a reliever with like the Mets. That he's like, I can start.
He's like, just let me, please.
He's like, please just let me start. And everyone's like, no, no.
No, 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 no. You can't start.
And then the Padres sign him, let him start, and he has a 3.57 ERA and 140 innings over 26 starts.
See, I distinctly remember having the opposite of this conversation after last year at West Florida, where I was like, don't make me start again, please.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the opposite of Seth Lugo.
Exact opposite. You're like, I don't want to fucking start.
It's too much. You have to be ready at the beginning of the game. It sucks. It's the worst.
I can't. But it's just crazy that he's been telling people for years. He's like, I can fucking start baseball games, and then they finally let him do it, and he parlays it into a 3 year, $45 million contract.
I honestly think 15 mil for a guy who's going to start the whole year is a great deal.
It's a great, especially when you compare it to the other contracts we're seeing.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic deal.
Seth Lugo's, yeah, is solid. Great curveball.
Great curveball. He's sinker was his best pitch last year, which I was
Nice.
pretty surprised to see. His four seam and the sinker actually were very good last year.
He's a high spin rate guy, so that's cool.
Very high spin rate.
No,
But
I love that move. I love what the Royals are doing. Like,
yeah, Michael Walker, he's only 32. He feels like he's 40.
he feels like he's been around forever.
He kind of has.
Yeah, he came up really young.
2013 with the Cardinals.
He gave up that bomb in the NLCS to Travis Chikawa, the walk off.
Was that him?
Yeah.
He also gave up a home run to David Ortiz in 2013, I believe,
Wow.
in the
Um,
World Series.
but I think it's cool because like people are so frustrated with the Royals and they finally have this young core that's ready.
Hmm.
They're like gonna pair it with some good veterans in a weak division. Like see what happens, and then at the All-Star break or the trade deadline, if you still suck, you can trade all those guys for a usable piece. Like I
Yep.
know a ton of contenders would be like, I want Seth Lugo with 2 years, 2 more years of control after this. Like Michael Walker with another year, yeah,
And I think for them to trade Lugo, they would have to really suck again somehow this year.
yeah,
Right, because
yeah,
you sign him for 3 years, you're making the play for at the end of the contract, you are competitive again.
yeah,
Walker, kind of same thing. You're giving him enough money where you'd have to really suck and be like, all right, next year we're going to suck too. We might as well trade him now.
yeah. And
Will
then yeah,
Will Smith is a guy at $5 million. He's a lefty reliever that had a 4.4 ERA this past year. He had a 3.36 FIP though.
yeah. And he guarantees you a World Series win if he's on
Right.
your team.
Yeah. 2021 with the Braves, 2022 with the Astros, 2023 with the Rangers.
Yep, yep.
How wild is that?
That is insane.
Just every team you go to, you're just winning the World Series.
I mean, I wish.
That's got to be the life,
Yeah, it is the life.
especially for him,
Yeah. So
just a reliever.
yeah, doesn't have to do a whole lot.
But yeah, so the Royals are not ready yet, obviously. We know that.
No.
But like MJ Melendez, I think is just going to get, I don't think he's ever going to be this amazing player.
Yeah, him in right field is also getting like he didn't have a great
No.
like first time in right field last year, but the guy can hit a little bit.
I think he's going to be a pretty good hitter. You
Yeah.
have you have a guy that like would you be shocked if Bobby Witt wins the MVP this year?
No, honest. I mean, like the way he's ascending, like this past year when he improved on everything, you're like, oh my God, like this is crazy how good he could be.
Yeah, like he was the number one he was the second overall pick. He was the number one prospect in baseball for a reason.
He's
He plays a
incredible.
premier shortstop. He's going to steal I think he stole 49 bases
Yeah.
and
He's
hit
gonna
30 home runs.
who was he going against where he turned on a 101 off the plate inside?
That was Duran, Yohan Duran.
Yeah, that was incredible.
102, 102, not even on the plate, turns on at walk-off homer.
Yeah.
Like he's so insanely talented. Like
I
I expect him to win an MVP at some point in his career.
Me too. Me too.
So you have him at 23 years old. These
Yeah.
are the kind of moves that will propel you into being a competitive baseball team again that you can
Also
build around Bobby Witt.
showing Bobby with that you're like, hey, we want to compete. We want to win. Like I
Yes.
think that's huge. I
Yeah.
mean, they have like yeah, there's a bunch of randomly good players. Like Nick Prado is going to be up full time. I have
I
some
don't know how
belief.
much he'll play
I know.
because Vinny Pasquantino's back, baby.
Vinny is the man.
Vinny's the man.
I knew
I
I was forgetting someone in that. We love Vinny. We're a big
I
fan of Vinny.
I think he's an elite hitter.
Yeah, I mean, like his what was it we were looking at? Like his contact rate is
His
through the roof.
his in zone contact rate is not Araya's level or Quan level, but it's like
Yeah.
right below that.
But you mix that with the plus power he has.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather have that with than Quan or Arias.
Yeah, no, of course. He walks at a great rate. He hits the ball hard and he doesn't swing and miss a ton.
Yeah.
And it was I fucking hated when he got hurt last year because I thought he was just about ready to. He played fine. He had like a high 700s OPS when he got hurt, but I thought he was just about to start rolling. And
Yeah.
not for nothing, it's hard to play on a Royals team that won what like 50 fucking games or something like that.
Yeah. Also, going back very quickly, the injury when they're just getting going reminded me. Dodgers have Gavin Lux next year.
Yeah.
Back to the Royals. Just wanted to remind
Gavin
But yeah,
Love, cool.
the Royals they're cool.
They are
Like
cool. I think
I want them to be good.
I do too.
They also have Drew Waters, who like I wouldn't give up on yet. Like he was the number two prospect for the Braves for a reason.
True. I think, and especially for a team like the Royals, just play him all the time and see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. I think he was up most of the year last year. I didn't really watch him to be honest.
He had 337 plate appearances and hit 8 home runs.
Yeah.
16 bags though. My stats are oh wait, no. He had a 677 OPS. So not great.
Nah, not what you need.
But is still 25. So really not that old.
No, no.
Salvador Perez is obviously still there. He's just never going to walk ever, but he is going to hit some home runs and be a cool player.
Yeah, we love Salvi.
I also don't want him to catch anymore. It's painful watching him catch.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
really
What happened with Melendez and catching?
he fucking sucked at it is what happened.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh my god. The Savant has they came out with a blocking stat, I think at the beginning of last year, and he was like 10, it was like blocking, yeah, blocking above average. And he was like 10 below the lowest, the second lowest guy in blocking. He couldn't block anything. He doesn't really have a particularly great arm.
Yeah.
He's just that's why they moved him to the corner outfield because he can't fucking catch. And then Renfro kind of plugs in.
Oh, you know what you're getting with Hunter Renfro. You've We've seen Renfro enough to know what you're getting, and I like Hunter Renfro.
He's coming off a down year, but I think I look at he hit 60 home runs between 2021 and 2022 combined.
Yeah,
Like he's going to hit you your home runs. He's not going to really walk that much. He's going to strike out at like a 22, 23% rate.
yeah.
And he is slowing down in the outfield, which is my one
Oh,
concern. He's kind of getting slower because he's 32. So he's getting
yeah.
a little bit older. But there's another guy. If he has a strong first, 4-ish months of the season and you look like you suck, trade him to a team that needs a right-handed power bat.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
this is kind of our point with most of these guys. I'd say with the caveat of Lugo and Waka to an extent. If the Royals fucking suck next year, Will Smith, Chris Stratton, and Hunter Renfro are great pieces to go trade and pick up a prospect.
That's like a yeah, like for a contending team, like hell yeah.
It's two bullpen arms, like two solid bullpen arms and a solid right-handed power bat
Especially with injuries, like
all the time.
yeah,
Every contender needs a reliever.
exactly. You
At,
can never have enough bullpen.
right. Every contender at the deadline goes, it'd be nice to have another, lefty reliever.
Yep.
Let's go give the Royals our 18th best prospect.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that helps you if you're the Royals because right now you suck.
Exactly. Exactly. Like no, I think it's great. I love that they're doing this. I think more like teams should do it.
Yeah,
Nationals do it a lot.
yeah.
Nationals
Well,
sign a lot of scrap pile guys.
we'll
But yeah,
talk
like
talk about
why
them
aren't
now.
the Rockies going out just signing random people?
I don't. Well, because they're inept. That's why they're horrible. They did pick up Cal Quantrill, which fucking hurt my soul because he's gonna suck.
Oh, we love Cal Quantrill.
Cal Quantrill's cool, but he's gonna be fucking horrible in cores.
Yeah, the fact he throws a sinker will help.
I know, but it's
He's
a
gonna
rock.
ground
You
ball
have to
already.
be you have to be so good at pitching to be good at Coors Field.
Dude, that makes you appreciate Herman Marquez for those years.
For still now, he's hurt now, but still, like the last
Yeah.
time we saw him, he was still like being pretty good,
God,
which is wild because
it's great.
every other pitcher that goes through there is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But to another rebuilding team, the Tigers.
Tiger, I don't know if you can call him rebuilding.
I think I
They
still
might
think
be,
you have to call them rebuilding because they've been horrible for so long.
but I mean,
We've had this conversation. What are the Tigers?
they're close. They're close.
They are. They are. I don't know how I feel about the Jack Flaherty signing.
Jack Flaherty last year looked weird. Like
Yeah,
his velo way down. And
he's
then he
been
like, what's up?
his stuff's his he's been down for like kind of a while now.
And it just looks like a very boring end of the rotation guy now, which is weird. Is he's not that old.
He's 28.
Came up crazy early, I know.
He was 23 in 2019, and he looked like a guy that was probably going to win a Cy Young or two.
Yeah, no, he looked like the future ace for the Cardinals. Weird. Yeah. I mean,
Then he got
if,
hurt.
if you're the Tigers, I don't remember the contract that well. Like, I like it if you're the Tigers just to,
One year, 14 million.
yeah. At worst, you can help your young pitchers.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that you just signed. Like Severino got 13 million from the Mets. It's kind of on that length where it's a guy that's been hampered by injuries. At once was a guy that looked like he could win a Cy Young.
Mm-hmm.
Has struggled. Last year had a 4.99 ERA,
Yeah.
but did stay relatively healthy. He threw 144 innings.
Yep.
And it's a guy you just go out, especially for the Tigers, and you just take a flyer on him.
Exactly. And like, you're not going to use that money on anyone else. And
No.
like, it's doing no good just sitting there. So, take a chance on it. And then getting Andrew Chafin as well, who also coming off a pretty bad year, but was really good for the Tigers, what, 3 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He struggled last year. His stuff is still really good. He still strikes people out.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy that, and he's such a funny character in general.
Oh, hilarious. Failed starter.
Yeah, he's like Andrew Chafin is awesome, and I think he's a guy that I think benefits from being like, okay, I played really well here before. I know what's going on here. Let's just go back.
Yeah. He's older too. Like, I mean, that's another guy too. Like, you suck, you could trade Chafin if you really wanted to.
Same with Flaherty.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah. Like,
suck,
I mean,
like
the Orioles traded for him last year.
right, and the Cardinals got some decent prospect capital for Jack Flaherty, who did essentially nothing for the Orioles.
Yeah, he might have hindered.
Right, he might have actually made the Orioles worse.
Yeah.
But I think it's a testament to how far teams will go at the deadline just to add a starter. Like if you really need one, they'll pay you for one.
Yeah. And you can
And
never
the
have enough
guy,
money.
no, you can never like again, it's kind of the same recycled point as the Royals, where if you are horrible, then you just sell these pieces. But
Yeah.
how confident are we going to be that the Tigers are horrible?
I don't think they're going to be horrible. Like,
I
they were not bad last year, and their division's very weak. The Twins got worse. They got better. Like, I like the Tigers this year.
I there could be a very sneaky team
Yeah.
because you obviously you look at the roster and you go, this team has no proven star power.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Riley Green or Spencer Torkelson could be star players.
They both looked good. Like, you could see them improve last year, which was
Spencer
cool.
Torkelson, Spencer Torkelson hit 31 homers.
And I mean, he started off the year bad and he slowly got better and better. Like, at the end of the year, he looked really good. Um, I know it's a weird because like you also have Javi Baez who like sucks now,
Yeah.
and then you had Meadows who's like this huge signing, and then now he's, I don't know, not even on the team.
DFA'd. They DFA'd him.
Yeah, I mean that sucks. Like, there's some unluckiness there.
Yeah. The Javi Baez thing is another point we've talked about. I hate Javier Baez with a passion, but they could be good in spite of him.
They could. I mean, I like their core, and
And
like they have arms that are just one like so close. Like Casey Mize could get really good. Turk Skubal. could get really good.
So we went through this a couple episodes ago, and they signed Maeda, but you can add Flaherty to it now. It's Skubal, Flaherty, Maeda, Manning, Olson, Mize.
Heard about Manning too.
Right?
Yeah,
So you don't need them to be amazing. You just need them to be good.
yeah,
Their
and
bullpen actually is good.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
both like their bullpen legitimately is good. Alex Lang is good. Jason Foley is good. Will
love
Vest
it.
is good. And
Yeah,
Andrew Chafin is good. Those are four relievers on a team that, you're telling me is, rebuilding. I think they are rebuilding, but that's close. When your bullpen starts getting good, that's how you know the rebuild's almost over.
yeah. No, I think it's cool. It's cool to see.
It's just nice to see a team that has been bad for so long finally go, okay, fuck this. We're going to do something.
I mean, it's the same with us talking about the Royals just now.
Yeah, something, anything.
Like, I think they also know this division's wide open.
This division, because it sucks because if the Giants were in this division, we'd be going, the Giants are going to win it.
It's the NFC South of the MLB.
It is.
Yes.
It is because we talked about earlier how the Giants are in such a tough spot with the NL West, and we don't know what they would do. But you place them in the AL Central, you're like, yeah, the fucking Giants are taking this thing home easy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So the Tigers don't need to do that much to maybe make a run at winning this thing.
I don't think they do.
And if they stay healthy and they pitch to maybe what they could pitch to, they might end up hitting enough to unseed the Twins here.
I think so. Yeah.
It's a wide open division. It'll be a good old fashioned suck off in the AL Central, like it is every year.
Good old fashioned suck off.
It's really it's pathetic, but I'm excited about fucking Jack Flaherty and Andrew Chafin for the Tigers.
Yeah. I mean, that's more than you've been able to say for years about the Tigers.
Yep. Um, Another starting pitcher, Tyler Mahle.
Yeah. I mean,
Obviously, a guy you could forget about because he might miss all of 2024 to an injury. If his recovery goes as planned, he'll be back for the not even after the All-Star break, like a month after the All-Star break. He's getting back late. It was 2 years, $22 million to the Rangers. I like it for them.
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, Tyler Mahle's one of those guys who's like just very normal to me. Like when Reds, Twins, like he's always been okay. He's always had good stuff, but like hasn't quite put it all together. Like if you're the Rangers, I think he's like a competent end of the rotation guy, and
And I
that's
think
fine.
I think that's all they're aiming for here. So it's 11 million a year. You're obviously paying him to rehab for the first. Maybe it might be the first whole year, but I think if you're the Rangers, you don't really care.
I mean, yeah, we know the Rangers are really good.
It's just a huge plus if he does come back for you and gives you a depth arm for this year.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
then going into 2025, you have a guy that's a good arm. He's got pretty good stuff. Pretty like he's just good. Tyler Mahle's just a good pitcher when he pitches.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's solid.
He's just good. And for a team like the Rangers that has, especially when for 2025, when he's definitely going to start the season, like DeGrom will be back at that point. Like they don't need an ace, is my point.
No, yeah,
Right.
no.
So,
I think it's like a kind of a cherry on top kind of signing. Like, hey, we just went out and we won the World Series.
yeah.
Like, we don't need to do much, but we're gonna get this guy.
Yeah. And clearly they see something because uh, he's one of the like data darling kind of guys where a couple of years ago everybody was like, "Oh, Tyler Mahle breakout, Tyler Mahle breakout." Um,
Good
so
splitter.
maybe the Rangers are thinking the same thing where they think the market's too low on this guy and he's hurt, so we're just going to go out and get him and take that risk. And I think if you're a Rangers fan, you can be excited about a potential return just to lengthen your rotation out
Yeah, yeah,
because
exactly.
it looks like they're definitely going to lose out on Montgomery, right?
Yeah,
So you're going to have to add some depth here. You're not going to replace Montgomery, but you're going to have to add some depth.
we can create him in the aggregate.
That's right. Moneyball.
Hell yeah.
And before, I didn't talk to you about this earlier, but Lourdes Gurriel signed. Did you see that?
He's back with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, 3 years, 42 million. There's not a ton to say because we've been saying it this entire time.
Big Lourdes guy right here.
Yeah, and well, at least I've been saying this. The Diamondbacks just sign him again,
Yeah.
right? Just run it back. Just fucking run the
That's
shit back.
that's a good deal for a very solid outfielder.
Yes, he's solid. You don't need anything else. Clearly, you just went to the World Series.
Yeah. Cool hair.
Great hair, great guy, great personality. He's from Cuba. No,
What
but
more?
there's really not much to say. It's just I'm happy that the Diamondbacks signed him again. I think that could complete their offseason and it would be a good one for them.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I'm really happy with that signing too. I wanted the Braves to look at him. But I mean, with us getting Kelnick, I was like,
Right.
sure.
That was off the table at that point. And I think they probably were going to be in on him if they don't make that trade. But yeah, I think the Diamondbacks got better. They got Suarez and they got Erod and they re-signed Gurriel and they can call it an offseason and feel really good about it. So excited about the Diamondbacks. They're such a fun team.
Yeah, Diamondbacks are so cool. And they're only gonna get better, which I think is really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the Diamondbacks Dodgers rivalry, I think, will just grow.
for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. The Dodgers rivalry with everybody's going to just grow.
exactly. Exactly.
So the Yamamoto rumors, I don't know if you've seen some of these.
I mean, I've seen some of the outlandish price tags,
300 million.
300 mil. What do you think about that? Like if the Red Sox signed him for that 300 mil, would you be happy?
Well, I would be excited because it's not my fucking money.
That's very true. That's something people forget.
It's not my fucking money. I'm not giving him $300 million. And I saw another rumor today from Jim Bowden.
Okay.
It was in the 12 to 14 year range.
I mean,
And I think this proves what we originally said in our free agent predictions that he's like a sure thing.
he is.
He's
He
an A.
is.
Every team is looking at him going, this guy,
Will
he's an
be
A.
our number one or two.
Right. And because $300 million pitchers don't happen.
If the Giants got him, it would be cool. Back to what we said, it wouldn't make a difference, but that makes the Giants a cool team.
Yes, it would be cool. It would make the Red Sox really cool.
Yeah, I mean, Red Sox, some could argue already cool.
Yeah, I think they're already cool. Coolest team in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if the Red Sox sign him, I think that'd be good.
But
I don't
the
know if deal with Yankees were like meeting with him.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen their name linked a ton, but the tweet did come out yesterday that the Giants and the Red Sox have officially offered the 300 plus $1 million contracts.
I didn't know they officially offered it.
Yes, that is that. Well, that's the report, right? That guy could be fucking full of shit, but they both have officially offered it. I don't know if that is a leak from the Yamamoto camp just to get more money from some of the other players in this, or if that's an organic, source. Either way, I was not completely shocked, but to just see the $300 million in writing, you're like, God damn, that is a lot of fucking money
It is a lot, but
for a guy.
I do think he's a sure thing. Injuries, I mean, you could always guys come over from Japan sometimes have issues with like the timing of throwing and stuff like that. We've seen a lot of injuries with that, but like at this point in MLB, you're expecting like one arm injury at least. So
Yeah, like name a pitcher that hasn't been hurt,
exactly,
right?
exactly, yeah.
Like maybe one, like Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole doesn't get hurt. I think you have to be a complete anomaly at this point to throw upper 90s all the time and never get hurt.
You just jinxed Garrett Cole. You might have just jinxed him.
I, as a person, I'd feel bad. As a Red Sox fan, I'd be pretty happy.
No, yeah, no, he's a sure thing. I mean, give him the 300 mil, and I think you'd have an ace for 10 years.
Yeah, It's just
which
wild that it's gotten to 300 million.
it is. It was, yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
it's been coming up.
300 million to a guy that hasn't thrown a pitch in the MLB.
Yeah, or in America in general.
Yeah, hasn't thrown a pitch except for actually WBC was in.
Oh, you're right. It was in America. Yes.
But still, regardless, dude, like it's like giving a guy in. Uh, it's not the exact same because there's nowhere else to go. It's like giving a guy in Double A $300 million.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say like, like some of those leagues over there, the equivalent of double A.
Yeah. So they actually did a survey because I wanted to know what people perceive the level of talent to be in Japan. And they did a survey and nobody said below Double A.
Yeah. No, it's legit.
It's legit. So it's in between Double A and Triple A, pretty much.
Yeah.
And to dominate it like he's dominated it, obviously he would be a top prospect and wouldn't be in Double A, right?
Yeah.
But it's just wild. It's like $300 million for a guy that has not thrown a pitch in the major leagues is almost tough to wrap your brain around. But at the same time, when you look at the stats and you look at the arsenal that he's got, it
Yeah.
becomes a lot easier.
I don't see it as a risk.
I don't either. That's the
Yeah.
weird thing.
Yeah, it is weird.
All right, so we'll go through
The quick hitters.
the quick hitters here. Won't talk too much about this. A lot of just basic shit that happens to fill out a roster.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
one,
I'll let you take this one.
Austin Hedges back with the Guardians. They have some kind of affinity for Austin Hedges over there at the Guardians. It was 1 year. It was $4 million to Austin Hedges. It's a lot of money.
Oh, you love Austin Hedges.
I do too because listen, the Guardians aren't giving him $4 million if nobody else is offering him a contract.
That's true. I mean, he's a great defensive catcher.
Yeah, fantastic. Literally hits like 160. Like he doesn't even come close to hitting his weight.
Yeah. No.
I love him so much because he just one, I've listened to some interviews. Seems like just a solid guy.
He's hilarious.
He's hilarious, and I think that's honest to God. I feel like that's part of the reason why teams sign him because he's just a good dude that works really well with the pitchers on top of being very good metrically.
Yeah.
But we don't have to spend too much time on Austin Hedges.
You
I could
love
go
him.
on
Yeah.
forever.
He
I,
won
I
a World
fucking
Series.
I fucking love Austin Hedges, and I'm happy that he will play again and hit 160 again.
Yeah.
It just makes me happy.
Then we got
Uh,
Yankees and Dodgers made a deal. I think it was like Victor Gonzalez and another infielder for that for Trey Sweeney.
yeah, it's a 40-man crunch trade because the Dodgers need to open up some room for, the Glasnow and Otani and stuff like that. Um,
Victor
so
Gonzalez, solid lefty reliever.
yeah, so it's Trey Sweeney. The exact details are it's Trey Sweeney from the Yankees to the Dodgers for Victor Gonzalez and Yorbit Vivas. Trey Sweeney's a former first rounder. He's just like a solid prospect.
Yeah, lefty hitting infielder.
Shortstop.
Went to Eastern Illinois.
Yeah. There's questions. It's questionable whether he'll stick at shortstop. I think he could be like a part-time shortstop, kind of roaming
Yeah.
utility player. Yorbit Vivas is a pretty well-regarded prospect as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I've heard his name a few times.
yeah, he's a weaker hitting. His exit velos are kind of down. If you look at the power numbers, though, they look pretty good because he played in the
Yeah.
PCL.
Still super
Interesting.
young. Super young.
Super young player. I think Dodgers might have identified like it worries me when the Dodgers move on from a prospect,
Yeah, because they are the kings of development.
right? So I think they're they're looking at the market going, I think people are a little bit too high on Yorbit Vivas. If we're gonna get out of a 40-man trade, we're gonna have to give let's get him out the door.
Yeah.
Right. So, but still, Yankees got Victor Gonzalez, who we've sound like a broken record at this point. Just a good reliever. Every team needs him. He's lefty too, which helps,
Lefty killer.
right? So I think it makes the Yankees better in the immediate. They do the prospect swap on top of it. The Dodgers must see something in Trey Sweeney to want to target him and go out and get him. So I'm interested in seeing, what he looks like over there with the Dodgers. Maybe he sees an uptick in production or an uptick in something because
I think, I mean, he's cool. He's a big bodied lefty hitting infielder, which I think, number one, you don't find very often, which is
yeah,
like a unique build. And I think
good pro.
he has some raw skills that obviously he was a first rounder, went to a pretty low mid major D1, didn't play against the best competition, but like I think he's also older now. Like I think he'll be that's just something to take a flyer on, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you had to get rid of, you know, so yeah, the Dodgers are definitely like, so what if we lose this trade?
Yeah.
We're opening up a 40-man spot for fucking Shohei Ohtani. So what?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't care about what prospect we get in
Yeah,
this.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So maybe the most
Matt,
confusing trade I've seen in a while.
I've done my research on this.
Yeah, please do because I actually don't know anything besides
So,
Matt Carpenter, the Braves.
so the Braves traded a minor league center fielder who really was a kind of a nothing. There's an obvious salary dump, right?
Yeah,
Matt Carpenter and Ray Kerr. Now, do you know anything about Ray Kerr?
not one thing.
He's awesome. He is a tall, lanky lefty reliever who throws from down here and he averages 96. And he's 29 with like 6 years of controls. He has only pitched 1 year in the bigs. He's the prize of this trade.
There's
I
no shot. There's no shot he knows where the fuck that ball's going.
no, but I love Ray Kerr. I love him. He has his four seam fastball has 9 inches of horizontal break, and it averages 96. And the Braves reportedly have already tried to trade Matt Carpenter. The classic salary shuffle of the Braves.
Dude, what are they doing?
They're just they took on these bad contracts and they're just slowly whittling them down.
But
And
I
the
don't.
Dodgers are or the Padres are paying like 40% of Matt Carpenter's remaining contract. Braves are paying 60%. And even if like Matt Carpenter ends up on the Braves somehow, which I don't think will happen, that's a hilarious bench bat to have.
Oh yeah,
He sucked last year though.
he's horrible.
Like
The Padres gave
otherworldly.
when the Padres gave him that deal. I remember being like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
But we got Ray Kerr.
Listen, I don't question any move that the Braves do.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
Why would I?
I'm
Like,
looking at Ray Kerr's stats. He hasn't exactly been good.
no, it's just he probably fucking walks everybody.
Yeah,
Like, what's his walks per nine in last year?
I'm looking now. Actually, not bad. In the PCL last year, 36 innings, 2.25 ERA with 17 walks and 42 strikeouts.
Yeah, so he's just electric stuff. To have a ERA that low in the PCL, by the way, is very, very impressive.
Yeah, his walks per nine have actually gone down steadily. It was at a 7 at one point.
So what did the Braves give up? Just
They gave up a minor league center fielder who I need to actually look up. So let's look him up now.
okay, yeah, because
A minor league center fielder I hadn't heard of. And
yeah,
like the Braves have a terrible farm system right now.
yeah, the Braves are just taking on that Matt Carpenter contract so they can. I mean, clearly they've identified Ray Kerr as somebody they would like to have.
Alex Anthopoulos is a big random reliever guy.
Yeah, the Braves bullpen might be unbelievable if all these guys with great stuff figure it out.
They traded away Campbell. What's his last name? Drew Campbell. He hit 254 with 9 bombs in Double A this year.
Yeah,
He's 26.
yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's just an obvious salary dump.
Obvious salary dump. The Braves are basically just paying to get Ray Kerr so they can then trade Matt Carpenter to some fucking butt fuck team.
Ray Kerr.
Yeah, what a crazy. The
Reference this podcast when Ray Kerr closes the World Series out, okay?
Listen, I'm prepared for Ray Kerr to have like a sub 2 ERA in 50 innings for no reason at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, you can never have enough relievers. That's the Anthopoulos way. But yeah, very funny trade that doesn't matter at all, but obviously we have to make a big deal out of it
That
because it's
well,
hilarious.
it's just hilarious. It's classic Braves, classic, just weird fucking trade that they keep doing, and I don't know why.
Also, they sent Dave Fletcher down to AAA already.
Saw that.
Thank
Saw
God, I hate him so much.
that.
I hasn't barreled a ball in 2 years.
We'll go something from that you hate to something that we both love in the Nationals.
Well, it's a love hate because obviously they used to be the Braves rivals when they were good. But
Yeah,
yeah, a lot like the Royals, like take some flyers out. Nick
yeah.
Senzel was a first rounder for a reason. Guy's talented, has spurts of being good. Then Dylan Floro is like old as dirt. There's a good sinker.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's Dylan Floro is the classic trade at the deadline.
Someone will want Dylan Floro.
Somebody's gonna want Dylan Floro, and the Nationals are gonna
He's going
give
to be
him.
number one on some poor team's wish list.
Yep.
Dylan Floro.
I mean, he is a halfway decent reliever.
Yeah, yeah,
He's fine.
yeah.
And they signed Juan Yepez too.
Dude, Juan Yepes can hit.
Juan Yepez can hit, and right now, like Jake Alou was their DH.
Jake Halou.
And Juan Yepez can play, like he plays first. He can play a little bit of corner outfield. He does have some versatility. He's not particularly good at any of them, but he can hit a little bit, and he's going to be controllable because the Cardinals just DFA'd him.
Dude, the Nationals know how to do a rebuild. Like last year, they played way above their projections. All their random players, like Stone Garrett, went off. Like, who's that first baseman that's 33 on their team?
Joey Meneses.
Yeah, Joey Meneses is good for some reason. It's just
I
fun.
Yeah,
Josiah Gray was good.
they're a fun team. I think. Oh, we get to talk about Nasim Nunez again,
Yes, Rule 5, Rule 5.
Rule Five guy. I think. Listen, there's a lot of utility. Like Nunez is legitimately like extremely elite at everything that doesn't involve hitting.
Yeah, why not give him a try?
He's an elite middle infielder.
Yeah.
Whether it's at short or second, he's an elite middle infielder and he's an elite base runner.
Yeah. If you
Uh,
can just make contact, it'll be awesome.
He doesn't
He should
even
just
need
punt every at bat.
like I loved that Rule 5 pick because even if he fucking sucks the entire year, if he can't hit at all, it doesn't matter. You're not good.
Yeah, exactly. Who did they pick last year? They picked Thad Ward.
They did pick Yeah, they did pick Thad Ward. He was like the first unanimous Rule 5 pick of all time.
Yeah, I don't really. Did he get
He,
hurt or something?
no, he was in the bullpen for a decent part. He was bad, but they held on to him because why not? You're bad. You so have bad players playing your bad team.
Exactly. Exactly. Rule 5 is awesome. I
Rule
love the.
five. I know, I do too. We didn't have enough time to talk about it, so I didn't involve
I
it.
looked through the results and it was all just very boring pitchers that I'd never heard of, other than Nasim Nunez. So
Yeah, it was Nasim Nunez and the Red Sox traded for the Mets Rule 5 guy.
yeah,
And dude, he's gross. Justin
yeah,
Slayton.
yeah. There a lot of Rule 5 guys are just like stuff guys.
Yeah, he's a huge stuff guy. I actually think he is going to play into the bullpen for
That's
the
sick.
Sox. But yeah, the Nats just Nick Senzel, Dylan Floro, and Juan Yepez, the most Nationals pickups maybe ever.
I think one of them will be pretty good this year.
Yeah, I mean Nick Senzel, I think he was $1 million. That's it,
Yeah, it's
right?
nothing.
He hasn't proved that he's a good big leaguer yet, but you might as well.
What else are you going to spend that money on?
Nothing,
Yeah,
nothing. You got to put some kind of player on the field. So
yeah.
they're still in the market too. Like, um, I guess we can talk about Rowdy Tellez now. Rowdy Tellez went to the Pirates.
I like it too.
I do too. It's the annual Pirates rental first baseman.
Pirates also made weird trades. Like, so the Pirates went out and got Edward Olivares, Billy McKinney, from the
Why?
Yankees,
Why would you
and
go out
now
and trade?
Rowdy Tellez.
Why would you ever go out and trade for Billy McKinney?
They're building something in Pittsburgh.
I don't know.
And they also got Marco Gonzalez from the Braves. I mean, those are names. Those are guys who play baseball.
They do play baseball. Those guys all play baseball for sure, for sure. But like Rowdy Tellez is interesting because 2 years ago I would have thought of him as a good power hitter.
I mean, hit 30, what, 35 bombs, 30 bombs?
30 something home runs. Any it started with a three,
Yeah.
and now he just gets DFA'd and signs with a shitty team.
Yeah.
He's a bounce back candidate for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, he had like last year, his savant stuff was like so much worse that you're like, okay, something's obviously wrong.
Oh yeah.
He could obviously like figure it out again.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna hit a ball so far into the Allegheny River.
Oh, beautiful.
It might be one of five or it might be one of 30,
Never know.
but it's gonna happen.
And we're going to be
But
happy when it does.
I liked Rowdy Tellez. I think if you're a Pirates fan, it's probably pretty infuriating that every year you just sign rentals to trade to other teams. But you know, at least you get a fun player for a couple months before you trade him.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Eric Fetty,
Eric Fetty, White Sox. I like this move. I mean, he obviously figured something out.
yeah, he was the NPB MVP. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Most valuable player in the Nippon Professional Baseball League was Eric Fetty. He was a former national.
Terrible.
Horrible, like awful, but clearly has figured something out. He wouldn't be the first guy to go overseas and figure something out to come and
Yeah.
then come
I
back.
mean,
He
Merrill
got a
Kelly
two.
is like the one that comes to mind.
Merrill Kelly, Miles Michaelis went overseas at one
Yeah.
point. Uh, but he got 2 years. He got 2 year, $15 million deal from the White Sox.
Yeah. It's a very low risk deal.
Super low risk
High
for
reward.
yeah.
Oh, here's another name you haven't heard in a while. Ryan Vogelsong.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he went overseas and came back.
did he? How do you know that
Yeah.
about Ryan Vogelsong?
Just used to pay attention to the World Series broadcasts, I guess.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
What a name.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But if you're the White Sox, I wish he didn't go to the White Sox because they're gonna be fucking horrible.
They're the saddest. I actually drove past the White Sox Stadium twice in the past 3 days, and it's just bleak
It
and
is.
sad.
It's bad. Yeah, there's not much going on over there.
Luis
Really
Robert.
bad.
They have
Yeah.
the wins like Luis Robert, Eloy, Yohan Moncada,
Yep.
good players. Don't give a shit about winning.
No, they're so sad. You could do a whole episode on the sadness of the past like 5 years of White Sox baseball
The talent to win that division and just not doing it.
and just literally refusing to do it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And then round it out, your Red Sox.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the last thing. Cooper Criswell. It is the only $1 million that the Red Sox have spent in MLB free agency so far.
Tell me about Cooper Criswell.
So it's a full MLB deal, which sort of tells you something because he was DFA'd by the Rays.
Okay.
But to be DFA'd and get a full MLB deal means that the Red Sox had to give him the full MLB deal. Otherwise, they would have signed him to a minor league deal,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? And it's only $1 million, so it's obviously very, very, very low risk. And if he sucks, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
But uh, it kind of just leads me to believe that the Red Sox weren't the only team willing to be like, hey, like please come play for our organization.
I mean, I'd never heard of him, but
Literally me neither, but he threw 33 innings with the Rays and he was horrible, but his the analytics on the sweeper and the cutter are good. The only problem is that he throws 88. Another guy you throw harder than.
I know. But he's,
It is
yeah,
a
you talk about cutters and sweepers. I mean, you just,
yeah, this actually might be you.
Yeah, it might be my specialty. Yeah.
But I think like we've said this so many times this fucking podcast, and people are gonna be sick of it. But just a bullpen guy. Every team needs a goddamn bullpen arm. So you go
Yeah.
out, you sign Cooper Criswell, and if he throws like 30 innings this season, you're probably happy with it.
It is worth $1 million probably.
Probably if he throws 30 innings of like okay baseball, and you're like, all right, I'm glad we gave that guy $1 million to eat up innings.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
I think
Sure.
a lot of inconsequential things happening. I think we are just waiting for Yamamoto
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
because basically because you see everything that's happening, right? It's in free agency. It's all the guys that aren't affected by Yamamoto,
Oh yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
right? Like Jordan Montgomery isn't going to sign yet because he wants Montgomery or he wants Yamamoto to set that market.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
those big time names are, and Bellinger's just going to take forever with Boris.
Bellinger, I saw something today. It might have been made up. It was a tweet that he wants 200 mil.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I'm like, dude, like, I don't know. It's just so risky.
I don't know what he's going to get. I think it's reasonable to ask for 200 million because it only takes one team to be crazy enough.
The Rockies, do it.
I would fucking shoot myself.
That would be so cool. Him at Coors Field.
Him at Coors Field while the Rockies win 60 games a season. That would
They
suck.
probably make him play first.
Yeah, it'd be like, no, we don't like you in center. Go play first.
Brenton Doyle's got center on lock, okay?
Him and his like 515 OPS.
550 OPS.
Ugh.
Yes, indeed.
But no, I think a lot of interesting deals because we're just baseball sickos happening.
Oh yeah, we love talking about the bottom of the barrel free agents and trades and such.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of just inconsequential shit going on until Yamamoto signs, which I'm fucking praying happens this week, and I pray it's the Red Sox.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that is good. I don't know how much time we did, but we have nothing else to say. So, hey guys. Peace.